Uh, Good morning, students. Uh, I was doing the problems on inverse Z transformation using long division method, right? So in that, I was talking about one problem. X of Z is equal to 2 minus Z to the power of minus 1 divided by 1 minus half Z to the power of minus 1. With ROC mod Z greater than half. One problem I was discussing is using long division method. Okay. So how to solve this kind of problem? So first of all, eliminate the negative powers by multiplying numerator and denominator by z. So therefore, x of multiply by z in numerator and denominator. So then what will you get? X of z is equal to 2z minus 1 divided by z minus half. Now, so this is a right-handed sequence. For right-handed sequence, we should uh, divide the numerator in terms of denominator such that to get x of z is negative powers of z. How to do that? So what you should do? 2z minus half. This is z minus half. Sorry, 2z minus 1 in the numerator. Sorry. And z minus half. If you want to get 2z, what you should do? Multiply by 2. Then what will you get? 2z 2 into minus half is minus 1. Sorry. 2z minus 1. Okay, right. So now what is that we have? Z minus half. One minute. I think there's something wrong in this problem. On z minus half. This is plus. Sorry, that's what. This is plus. So this became plus. Okay, right. Now what is that we have? So 2z minus 1. This gets cancelled. What will you get? 2 you will get it. If you want to get 2, what you should do? Multiply. Multiply by what? Multiply by 2. So plus multiply by 2. I want to eliminate this z. Multiply by z to the power of minus 1. So 2z to the power of minus 1. Then what will you get? 2 z to the power of minus 1 into z is 1. 2 you will get it. So therefore you will get 2. And next 2 z to the power of 1 multiply by this 2 means what? Minus. Plus into minus you will get it. 2 gets cancelled, you will get z to the power of minus 1. This gets cancelled, you will get z to the power of minus 1. If you want to get z to the power of minus 1, what you should do? Multiply by z to the power of minus 2. If you multiply by z to the power of minus 2, what will you get? Z to the power of minus 2 into z to the power of z means z to the power of minus 1 and minus half into z to the power of minus 1. This gets cancelled. Half z to the power of minus 1. Multiply by half because I want half. Z to the power of minus 1 if you want to get means what you should do? I should get z to the power of minus 1. If you want to get z to the power of minus 1, multiply by z to the power of minus 2. Z to the power of minus 2 into z means what? Z to the power of minus 1, you will get it. So what will you get? Half z to the power of minus 1. Next, multiply by 1 by 2. Plus into minus is minus. And what will you get? Half into half, 1 by 4. Z to the power of minus 2. Okay, right. So now I'll continue here. So with the continuation of this one, I'll do it here. So what is that we have? This one gets cancelled, and therefore what is that we get it? So we get it as 1 by 4 into z to the power of minus 2. If you want to get 1 by 4, what you should do? Multiply by 1 by 4. If you want to get z to the power of minus 2, what you should do? Have I done any mistake in this? Just please check it out. 2z, okay, 2z minus 2z minus half. Half into 2 is 1, it's correct. Next is, what is that we have? 2z to the power of minus 1, 2, you will get it. And what is z to the power half minus half into z to the power of minus 1. So what will you get? 2 gets cancelled, z to the power of minus 1, you will get it. Next is z to the power of minus 2. Z to the power of minus 2 into z is what? Z to the power of minus 1, you will get it. Minus half into z to the power of minus 2, you will get it here. So that's what the mistake I did. 1 minute. So this become equal to what? Z to the power of minus 2. Okay, right. So therefore this will become half z to the power of minus 2. Okay. So now what I do is half z to the power of minus 2. Okay, if you want to get half z to the power of minus 2, what I should do? I should multiply by half z to the power of minus 3. Okay, right. So half, you will get half. Z to the power of minus 3 into z is what? Z to the power of minus 2. And half into minus half is what? Minus 1 by 4 z to the power of minus 3. This gets cancelled. What will you get? 1 by 4 z to the power of minus 3. Okay, right. So one more term we need to get. So now what do you want? 1 by 4 z to the power of minus 3. If you want 1 by 4, what you should do? Multiply by 1 by 4. If you want z to the power of minus 3, multiply by z to the power of minus 4. So what will you get? 1 by 4, multiply by 1 by 4, 1 by 4, you will get it. And z to the power of minus 4 into z is z to the power of minus 3. And next is, what is that we have? Plus into minus is minus. 1 by 2 into 1 by 4 is 1 by 8. Z to the power of minus 4. That's it. So 5 terms, at least 5 terms, so on it will go. So there, x of z is equal to 2 plus 2z to the power of minus 1 plus z to the power of minus 2 plus 1 by 2 z to the power of minus 3 plus 1 by 4 z to the power of minus 4 plus so on. And since it is a right-handed sequence, we got the negative powers. That is fine. That is correct. Okay, right. So if that is the case, go for inverse Z transformation. X of n is equal to 2 inverse Z transformation is delta of n plus 2 into delta of n minus 1 plus delta of n minus 2 plus 1 by 2 into delta of n minus 3 plus 1 by 4 into delta of n minus 4 plus so on. Okay, right. That's it. And writing the closure form expression is very difficult. That's why we are not doing it. But still, if you, for the entire thing, it is not possible to write it. What I can do is I can separate this one. X of n is equal to 2 delta of n. You can split and write it. Okay. Or we can stop at that level itself. Yes, it's not possible to write the closure form expression. Okay, right. So like that we can solve, we can stop at this level. This closed form, it is not possible. Or you can split and do it, not required so much. Okay. Now let us go for one more problem. Is an examination problem. X of z is equal to z square plus z divided by z cube minus 3z square plus 3z minus 1. Find the inverse z transformation. Okay, he has not given the right hand side. By using long division method, he has specified. So he has not said left-handed or right-handed. I will take it as right-handed sequence and do it. Okay, z square plus z, and this is z cube minus 3z square plus 3z minus 1. Okay, if you want to get z cube, what you should do? Multiply by, okay, z square you want. Z square means what you should do? You should multiply by z to the power of minus 1. Z to the power of minus 1 into z cube is what? Z square, and minus 3 z plus 3 minus z to the power of minus 1. This one gets cancelled. What will you get? This is 4z. Subtracting it becomes plus minus 3 plus z to the power of minus 1. Okay, right. If you want to get 4z, what you should do? If you want to get 4, you multiply by 4. If you want to get z means what you should do? Multiply by z to the power of minus 2. Okay, right. So we got it as 4z, we got it. 4 into 3, 12, minus 12, z, minus 12, that's it. And plus 12, z to the power of minus 1, minus 4, z to the power of minus 2. This gets cancelled. And this become what? 9. And this become minus 11. Minus 11 z to the power of minus 1 plus 4 z to the power of minus 2. Okay. So now what is that we have? Plus 9. If you want to get 9, you might keep it 9 here. Multiply by 9. If you want to eliminate z cube, z to the power of minus 3. So what will you get? 9 minus 27 z to the power of minus 1 plus 27 z to the power of minus 2 minus 9 z to the power of minus 3. 9 gets cancelled. 27 minus 11. 27 minus 11 is what? 6, 1. So this will become minus, so plus 16. While subtracting, it become positive. Plus 16, 27 minus 4. 27 minus 4 is 23. Z to the power of minus 2. Minus 9 plus 9 z to the power of minus 3. If you want to get 16, what you should do? If you want to get 16, you multiply by 16. Okay, if you want to eliminate z cube, 16 z to the power of minus 1, sorry. Okay, 16 z to the power of minus 1. So 16, if you want to get 16. If you want to get z to the power of minus 1, multiply by z to the power of minus 4. So what will you get? So multiply that 16. 16 is z to the power of minus 1. And 16 into 3. 16 into 3. 8. So 4. And this is minus. Okay, plus into minus. Plus 48 z to the power of minus 2. And next 48 z to the power of minus 3. And minus 16 z to the power of minus 4. This gets cancelled. 48 minus 3. This is 5. And this is 2. And this become plus z to the power of minus 2. And so this will become, what is that? Minus 48 minus 9. 39 z to the power of minus 3 and minus, so this become plus 16 z to the power of minus 4 sine. Okay, right. If you want to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth term plus what is that we have? If you want to get 25, multiply by 25. If you want to get eliminate z, if you want z to the power of minus 2, multiply by z to the power of minus 5 plus so on we can write it. So therefore, x of z is equal to what? Z to the power of minus 1 plus 4 z to the power of minus 2 plus 9 z to the power of minus 3 plus 16 z to the power of minus 4 plus 25 z to the power of minus 5 plus so on, you will get it. Now you take the inverse Z transformation. X of n is equal to inverse Z transformation of this one is what? Delta of n minus 1, 4 delta of n minus 2 plus 9 delta of n minus 3 plus 16 delta of n minus 4 plus 25 delta of n minus 5 plus so on, you will get it. So therefore, x of n is equal to, now you can write the closed form expression, there is a relation. Summation k ranges from where to where? 1 to infinity. Delta of n minus k. N minus k means what? First you verify that. N is equal to 1, delta of n minus 1. N is equal to 2, delta of n minus 2. N is equal to 3. Okay, delta, it is right. Now, this is 1. This is 4. This is 9. This is 6. This is 1 square. 1 square is 1. 2 square is 4. 3 square is 9. 4 square is 16. 5 square is 25. In general, we can write it as k square. When k is equal to 1, you will get 1. When k is equal to 2, you will get 2 square 4. When k is equal to 3, 3 square 9. When k is equal to 4, 4 square 60. So therefore, so this is the answer. Like that, we can sometimes we can write the closed form. Sometimes it is not possible. In the last problem, it was not possible, right? So carefully you should do this kind of problem, right? So like this, we have many problems are there, we can do it. Now let us move on to, sometimes no, they'll ask give the series. So sometimes the standard series are available for that. For example, there is a problem in one of the examination, find the inverse Z transformation of x of z is equal to e to the power of z. Okay, how to solve this? The question was like this: x of z is equal to, find this inverse Z transformation of x of z is equal to e to the power of z. In such situations, you no need to think of it as the right-handed or left-handed. Just you find the C. And we all know that e to the power of x is equal to what? 1 plus x square by 2 factorial plus x cube by 3 factorial plus x to the power of 4 divided by 4 factorial plus so on you will have. Therefore, in such, it is very simple one. Just you apply the series. E to the power x of z is equal to e to the power 1 plus z square by 2 factorial plus z cube by 3 factorial plus z to the power of 4 by 4 factorial plus so on, you can write it. Now you take the inverse Z transformation. So x of n is equal to delta of n plus delta of n plus 1 plus delta of n plus 2 divided by 2 factorial plus delta of n plus 3 by 3 factorial plus delta of n plus 4 divided by 4 factorial plus so on, you will get it. Now we can write the closed form expression easily. X of n is equal to summation k ranges from where to where? Start from 0 to infinity delta of n plus k. Delta of what? N plus k. Verify that. K is equal to 0, you will get delta of 1. K is equal to 1, delta of n plus 1. K is equal to 2, delta of n plus 2. K is equal to 3, delta of n plus 3. So on, you will get it. Divided by, okay, 1 by 2 factor. 1 by k factorial, we can write it. K factorial is what? We should verify it. Trial and error, we should do it. 0 factorial, which is 1. 1 factorial, next k is equal to 1. 1 factorial, 1. 2 factorial, 2 you will get 2 factorial. It's correct only, no? So 0 factorial is 1. So you will get 1 by 1. 1 factorial is 1. You will get this, right? That's how we should do it. So whenever this kind of things are given, what you should do is go for the series, but you should know the series expansion of this standard series. Now let us take one of the examination paper. This also was asked in the examination. Another one which was asked in the paper, x of z is equal to sin z. X of z is equal to sin z. X of z is equal to sin z. How to solve this kind of problem? Once again, same kind of series expansion will be there, and you should know the series. The series is given by x of z, only odd number. X of z is equal to z minus z cube by 3 factorial plus z to the power of 5 by 5 factorial minus z to the power of 7 by 7 factorial plus z to the power of 9 by 9 factorial minus so on. So this is nothing but what? Sine series. Now you take the inverse transformation. X of n is equal to delta of n plus 1 minus delta of n plus 3 divided by 3 factorial plus delta of n plus 5 divided by 5 factorial minus delta of n plus 7 divided by 7 factorial plus delta of n plus 9 divided by 9 factorial plus so on. Sorry, minus so on, you will get it, right? Now you write down the closed form expression. X of n is equal to summation. First you write down the for k ranges from 1 to infinity. 1 to infinity, delta of n plus, see that 1, 3, 5 is there. So what is that you should do? So delta of what is that we have? K plus 1, na? K plus 1 I will write it because 1 extra is k plus 2 I think. K plus 2, okay, right. K is equal to, oh, you will get 1, right? So that is nothing but equal to, k is equal to, okay, we'll start with, not required. See, what is that you should get? You should get 1, 3, no? So n plus, what is that you can write it? So that is nothing but equal to, okay, to 2k plus 1 we can write it. So check it out. So we don't know. So first you take 0. So that is, since already I written 1 now, so you can take 0. It is not the only format. You can go with any of the format, but ultimately you should verify. It should be satisfied for the given equation. K is equal to 0. What will you get? N plus 1 you will get. K is equal to 1. What will you get? 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. You will get it. Like that it will go on. See, you can check it out. And n is equal to 3. 2. 2 into 2, 4. 4 plus 1, 5 you will get it. Like that. So you can get it. And 3 factorial, all those things you should verify. How to verify that? Summation k ranges from 0 to infinity. Okay. Denominator. What will you get? This is, I can make it as 1 factorial. So k is equal to 0. The n plus, what is that? 2k factorial, I'll write it. Check it, I don't know. K is equal to 0. 0 factorial. 0 factorial is 1. K is equal to 1. 2 factorial, it's not required. So therefore, what you should do? It will not work out. So make it as plus 1 factorial. So now put k is equal to 0. 1 factorial is 1. K is equal to 1. 3 factorial. K is equal to 2. 5 factorial. Okay, it is correct. So denominator is fine. But alternate signs are there. Plus minus is there. Therefore, minus 1 to the power of k. Minus 1 to the power of k, you put it. Minus 1 to the power of 0 is what? 1. Minus 1 to the power of 1 is what? Minus 1. Minus 1 to the power of 2 is what? Plus 1. Okay. So this is how term by term you should evaluate. So all of us don't write it simultaneously. So I'll start from summation all the values. No. First you take delta, then you take denominator, then you take like that. One term by term you evaluate it. Trial and error, you will get this answer, right? That's how we should do it. Now go for one more. Cos z. X of z is equal to cos z. So we all know that it is a even numbered series. Okay, right? So how will you do that? Cos z. Cos z. X of z is equal to 1. So 1 minus z square, even numbered, z square by 2 factorial plus z to the power of 4 by 4 factorial minus z to the power of 6 by 6 factorial plus z to the power of 8 by 8 factorial plus so on you will get it, or minus so on you will get it. Now take the inverse Z transformation. If you take inverse Z transformation, it will become x of n delta of n minus delta of n plus 2 divided by 2 factorial plus delta of n plus 4 divided by 4 factorial minus delta of n plus 6 divided by 6 factorial plus delta of n plus 8 divided by 8 factorial plus so on. X of n is equal to what is that we have? Summation k ranges from 0 to infinity. Numerator first you delta, you check it out. Delta of n plus 2k. Okay. K is equal to 0. Delta of n. K is equal to 1. Delta of n plus 2. K is equal to 2. K is equal to 2. 2 into delta of n plus 4. Your numerator is correct. Divided by 2 factorial 4, 2k factorial I'll write. K is equal to 0. K is equal to 0, what will I get? 0 factorial. Okay, 1. K is equal to 1, 2 factorial. K is equal to 1, 2 factorial. K is equal to 2, 4 factorial. K is equal to 3, 6 factorial. So on you will get it. Next. Minus 1 to the power of minus 1 to the power of you want plus minus alternate, no? Okay, k I'll check it out. K is equal to 0. Minus 1 to the power of 0 is 1. K is equal to 1 minus 1. K is equal to 2. K is equal to 2 means what? Minus 1 square plus. So it's right. So that's how we should do. Similarly, they can ask you to find out x of z is equal to x of z. One of the papers he has asked this question. Cos 2z. You can say in place of z you put 2z and find the problem. So that's how we should do the problems on the whenever they are giving series. Cos 2z also we have seen in the examination. E to the power and e to the power, take it as homework. E to the power of 2z also. In the one problem I did know, e to the power of z. 1 minute. Okay. Hello? Okay, right. Now, so we can do cos 2z as well as e to the power of 2z. That is, in place of e to the power of z, in the e to the power of z problem, you replace z by 2z. Similarly, in cos z problem, replace z by 2z. And same way you can do it, right? So this is another problem what we have seen in the examination, right? Now let us go for the applications of z transformation. Okay, right? So next heading you take it as application of z transformations. Applications of z transformation. Okay, how to do the problems on this application? What is this? What are the applications we are finding it? Okay, right. First one is transfer function. So first one is transfer function. Okay, let us say I have a system. Okay, output, let us say y of n is the output. Input is x of n. It is an LTI system, of course. LTI system. Once it is a LTI system, I can define h of n. H of n is there. The system is represented in terms of impulse response. And output of the system is given by what? Y of n is equal to x of n convolution with h of n. Y of z is equal to what? Laplace. The transformation of it is what? X of z, h of z. Convolution becomes multiplication using, what is that? Convolution property. So therefore, what is that? H of z is equal to, if you want h of z, take this one to the denominator, is equal to y of z divided by x of z. So this is nothing but transfer function. Transfer function is nothing but equal to what? Y of n is the output, x of n is the input. Then the transfer function is given by Laplace z transformation of the output divided by z transformation of the input. So therefore, we can write it as transfer function. That's how we should do it, right? So this we can. That means if a system is given, we can easily find the transfer function. Okay, right. Second one. What are the other applications we can do it here? And causality and stability also we can verify. Okay. So how to find the causality of the system? Okay. So causal system is nothing. Causal system is nothing but what? What is the causality condition? Causality. Causality condition is what? H of n is equal to what? 0 for n less than 0 for an LTI system. If that is the case, for if the h of n exists, it does not exist for n less than 0, that means it is a right-handed sequence you will get. No, h of n is right-handed, ranging from where to where? 0 to infinity. Therefore, ROC extends away from the outermost pole, away from outermost pole. If ROC extends away from outermost pole, then system is causal. That's it. Okay. Third one. What is that we have? Third one is stability. Stability also we can verify it. Stability means what? A system is said to be stable if the ROC of the h of z includes unit circle. That means a system is said to be stable because if the ROC includes unit circle, Fourier transformation is obtainable. If the Fourier transformation is obtainable means what? It includes unit circle, because if the unit circle whenever x of in the x of z, if z is equal to 1, magnitude of z is equal to 1, if you put it, what will happen is z transformation reduces to Fourier transformation, we said. So therefore, if you want to this one Fourier transformation to be exist, unit circle should be included in the ROC. Therefore, a system is said to be stable if it includes if ROC includes unit circle. If ROC includes unit circle. Okay, right. So the meaning of the last one is what? ROC extends away from the outermost. So system is causal means what? If the poles of the H of Z. Poles of the H of Z are like this, then what? System is causal. If the ROC extends towards the origin is what? System is non-causal. Here ROC should include unit circle. Let us say if the poles are unit circle is somewhere here, whose radius is equal to 1, magnitude of Z is equal to 1, and this should be included in the ROC like this. Not necessarily like this, any of the formats, but it should include the unit circle. So this is stability, causality, and transform function. And not only that, even fourth one, impulse response we can find out. Impulse response. How will you find out the impulse response of the system? H of n. H of n is equal to inverse Z transformation. Inverse Z transformation of H of Z, which is nothing but equal to inverse Z transformation of H of Z is nothing but what? In this, Y of Z by X of Z. Y of Z divided by X of Z. So, and if you take the inverse Z transformation, you will get the impulse response. So these are the things we can do it using. Okay, even difference equation is also there, but it is not there in your syllabus. Okay, so these 4 applications you can see in my notes. It is there, but in your syllabus it is not specified. Difference equations and all. Solution of difference equation is also not there. Don't do it. So in my notes it is there. Only this impulse response, this much you study. Okay. Now let us do few problems on these things, applications. Okay, right. So one of the examination problem is like this. A causal system has input x of n and output y of n. Find the impulse response of the system. X of n is equal to delta of n plus 1 by 4 delta of n minus 1 minus 1 by 8 delta of n minus 2. And y of n is equal to delta of n minus 3 by 4 delta of n minus 1. Find the output and also find the output. Find the output if x of n is equal to half to the power of n into u of n. So first what you should do? Find the impulse response. After getting the impulse response, find the output. So what is that he said? Y of n is given, x of n is given. Read the question. A causal system. So he has given it as what? A causal system. Causal system has input and output y of n, and find the impulse response. You have to find out h of n, first part. Later on we shall see other things, right? So what you should do? X of n. So you will have to find out what? Impulses. That means we need to find out h of n. If you want to find out h of n, you will have to find out h of z. H of z is equal to what? H of z is equal to y of z divided by what? X of z. What is y of z and x of z? You find the Laplace, z transformation of it. Z transformation of this one is what? X of z. Z transformation of delta of n is what? 1 plus 1 by 4 into z to the power of minus 1 minus 1 by 8 into z to the power of minus 2. What is the transformation of this one? Y of z is equal to 1 minus 3 by 4 z to the power of minus. Nothing new in this one. Already you know the z transform, just applying it. Okay, right. Y of z by x of z is what? 1 minus 3 by 4 z to the power of minus 1 divided by 1 minus 1 by 4 z to the power of minus 1 minus 1 by 8 z to the power of minus 2. Multiply numerator and denominator. Multiply numerator and denominator by what? Z square. H of z is equal to z square. Okay, z square minus 3 by 4 z divided by z square minus 1 by 4 z minus 1 by 8. Take this z to the denominator. H of z divided by z is equal to z minus 3 by 4 divided by, find the factors for this one. Use the calculator and find out, and it is found to be z minus 1 by 4 into z plus half. Z minus 1 by 4 into z plus half. If you can, in the calculator, if you find the z plus half, if you calculate the roots in the calculator, you may get 1 by 4 and minus half. From that, you find the factors. Go for the partial fraction expansion and find out h of z by z. You can find the h of n. Okay, right. Now, what is that? We can write it. This can be written as what? This can be written as a divided by z minus 1 by 4 plus b divided by z plus half. Z minus 3 by 4, z minus 3 by 4 is equal to a into z plus half plus b into z minus 1 by 4. Put z is equal to 1 by 4. 1 by 4 minus 3 by 4 is minus half. Minus half is equal to a into 1 by 4 plus half. 1 by 4 plus half is 3 by 4. And this is 2 times gets cancelled. Therefore, a is equal to minus 2 by 3. Similarly, z is equal to minus half. Minus half minus 3 by 4. Minus 5 by 4. Minus 5 by 4 is equal to minus half minus 1 by 4 is minus 3 by 4 into b. This gets cancelled. 4 gets cancelled. Therefore, b is equal to 5 by 3. Therefore, okay, right. Substitute in this equation h of z. H of z by z is that. Cross multiply the z and substitute the values of a and b. Therefore, we get h of z as a minus 2 by 3. Minus 2 by 3 into z divided by z minus 1 by 4 and b plus 5 by 3 into z divided by z minus of minus half, because standard z transformation pair is what? Standard z transformation pair is having the z divided by z minus a we have. We don't have z plus a, so it's not a standard one. Now you take the inverse z transformation. If you take inverse z transformation, h of n is equal to minus 2 by 3 into 1 by 4 to the power of n into u of n plus 5 by 3 into minus half to the power of n into u of n. So this is how we should do impulse response. Now, what is that further he said? Further he said that find the output if the x of n is this one, he said. So how will you find out the output? Look here. Now we have h of z now, and now new input is there. For that we should find the output. So for this input we should find the output. Okay, what is that h of z? We have h of z. No, don't take this one. Simply original equation you take it, h of z. Okay, where is it? H of z is here. H of z is equal to z square plus 3 by 4 z divided by z square minus 1 by 4 z minus 1 by 8. Okay. Now new input is given. We'll have to find out the output. We need to find out the output. Output means what? So for this input, we'll have to find out the output. What is y of n? Second part. This is second part now. Okay, how will you do that? We all know that in the derivation itself, I was telling it in the application. If h of n is the impulse response, x of n is the input, output is y of n. Y of n is nothing but equal to what? X of n convolution with h of n. If you take the z transformation of it, y of z is equal to what? X of z into convolution becomes multiplication, it becomes h of z. If you want y of n, what you should do? Y of n is equal to inverse z transformation of y of z, which is equal to inverse z transformation of what is that we have? X of z into h of z, x of z into h of z. Correct. So therefore, what you should do? Inverse the transformation of. So y of n is equal to inverse the transformation of x of z into h of z. Y of n is equal to inverse the transformation of x of z. X of z is nothing but what? What is the z transformation of this one? Z divided by z minus half. Anyhow, it is right-handed sequence. ROC not required. So z divided by z minus half. So therefore, what will you get? Z divided by z minus half into h of z is what? Z square plus 3 by 4 z divided by z square minus 1 by 4 z minus 1 by 8. Now, if you want to find out the inverse z transformation, we have to find out the inverse z transformation of this one. So this is nothing but what? First you find out y of z, okay? So this one you take it instead of I, afterwards you can write it back. It's correct only. Y of z is equal to, first you find out y of z. Y of z is equal to what? This much. And if you want to find out y inverse z transformation, what you should do? Y of z by z. One z you take it. So therefore, what is left out? Z square minus 3 by plus 3 by 4 z divided by z minus half into z square minus 1 by 4 z minus 1 by 8. That factors you know. So what are the factors? That is nothing but what? Z minus 1 by 4, z plus half into z minus 1 by 4. So this one I have written in the form of factors. If that is the case, then we can write this, we can write it as what? A by z minus half plus b by z plus half plus c by z minus 1 by 4. If that is the case, then z square plus 3 by 4 z is equal to a into z plus half into z minus 1 by 4 plus b into z minus half into z minus 1 by 4 plus c into z minus half into z plus half. Okay, put z is equal to 1 by 2. 1 by 2 whole square is what? 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4 into 1 by 2, 3 by 8. 3 by 8 is equal to half, means this will get a into half plus half is 1. Half minus 1 by 4 is 1 by 4. So this 4 is 2 times, this is 1 time, gets cancelled. So what will you get? Therefore, a is equal to what? 1 plus 3 by 2, that is 5 by 2. A is equal to 5 by 2, you will get it. Put z is equal to minus half. Minus half whole square is what? 1 by 4. 1 by 4. Minus half into 3 by 4 is minus 3 by 8. Minus 3 by 8 is equal to minus half, means what will you get? Z is equal to minus of B, you will get B into minus of is minus 1. Minus of minus 1 by 4 is minus 3 by 4. Okay, right? So minus into minus gets cancelled. So 4, 2 times, 1 time. 1 minus 3 by 2. 1 minus 3 by 2 is minus half is equal to B into 3. Therefore, B is equal to minus 1 by 6. Put Z is equal to minus 1 by 4. Minus 1 by 4 whole square is 1 by 16. Okay, minus 3 by 16 into minus 1 by 4. The 3 by 4 into minus 1 by 4 is minus 3 by 16 is equal to C into minus of minus 1 by 2 is minus 3 by 4. Okay. Sorry, C will. 1 minute, I did a mistake somewhere. Sorry. Z is equal to minus 1 by 4. This is Z minus 1 by 4. Sorry. Z minus 1. So what will I get? Minus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 4 is no. Z plus. Okay, right. A divided by Z. A divided by Z minus of B divided by Z plus of C divided by Z minus 1 by 4. Okay, this is plus 1 by 4, you should take it, sorry. Plus 1 by 4, that is right. So plus 1 by 4, if you take it, what will you get? A into Z plus half into Z minus 1 by 4. B into Z minus half into Z minus 1 by 4. C into Z minus half into Z plus half. Z plus half, sorry. So put Z is equal to what? 1 by 4. If you take 1 by 4, what will you get? 1 by 4 whole square is 1 by 16. 1 by 4 into the plus 3 by 16 is equal to C into 1 by 4 minus 1 by 2 minus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4. So 16. This 16 gets cancelled. Okay, right? So 3 plus 1, 4. Therefore, C is equal to minus 4. I'll check it anyhow. So A is 5 by 2. No. Okay, anyhow, that I have taken plus only. Okay, H of Z I have taken Z plus here. So therefore we got the difference. In my notes I got it as Z minus 3 by 4. Anyhow, no problem. It is a different problem. That's it. So therefore, what is that we have? Y of Z is equal to cross multiply this Z. What will you get? And substitute the values of A, B, C. A is equal to 5 by 2 into Z divided by Z minus half. B minus 1 by 6. 1 by 6 into Z divided by Z minus half. Minus half plus C minus 4 into Z divided by Z minus 1 by 4. Okay, I have taken the value as plus here I have taken. So in my earlier part I have taken minus. Okay, so other than that it's same. If you take the minus, you will get different answer. So take the inverse Z transform method, you understand. Y of n is equal to 5 by 2 into half to the power of n into u of n. All of them are right-handed only, you should take it. 1 by 6 into minus half to the power of n into u of n minus 4 into 1 by 4 to the power of n into u. So that's how we should do it. Okay. We'll continue in the next class.